Packages are a way in which you would organize your code, just like you have folders in your operating system, right? So for example, I use Windows, and in every folder, we can have different files. We can have a folder within a folder. Now, the names of the files in a particular folder cannot be duplicated, right? So we cannot have a file called test and another file called test as well with the same extension. But can we have a file called test.java in one folder and a file called test.java in another folder? Yes, right? And making these folders helps us first in making our entire file structure very easy to understand. So let's say, for example, you want to store, everything about your full stack development in a particular folder. Now within this, you may create a folder for front-end development first, okay? And then you would create a folder for Java and so on and so forth. So now when you have anything within the Java folder, you may also have it within the front-end developer folder, right? So for example, the Java folder would have students material. The front-end developer folder would also have students material. And then within the students material, you would have, any file, let's say, the file would be named first. So whatever do you have in your folder structure, you do not worry about the names, overlapping. And you also use this folder structure to give you a logical organization. Packages help the same way. Packages give logical organization to our files. It also helps us to not have any, overlapping name problem. So for example, in your project, in your software, you have a software for a particular company. Now the company would have, the HR department, the finance department, the engineering department, the marketing department, and all of that. Now in every department, you would have certain things. For example, if you have an e-commerce project, you would have, the seller package different and the customer package different and all of that. Now in the customer package, what order means is the order which the customer has given. For the seller package, order would mean what the seller is actually, catering to and is actually going to ship. So different things with the same name would mean different for different packages or different logical entities. That is why we use the names of packages. So packages help us with namespaces. So now in Java, there are two different types of classes. One is the inbuilt classes and another is the user created classes. So the classes which we create, so in the last session, you saw that I created a couple of classes. I created the order class, I created the categories class, I created the user class and the customer class and the administrator class and all of that. Those are the classes which I have created. There are also classes which Java has inbuilt, right? And some of those we have already seen. In our e-commerce store which we created, you could see that we used the scanner class, which is an inbuilt class of Java within the package of Java.util. So scanner is a part of Java.util package, and that's what we imported and used over here. Now, all of our code earlier was within a default package. Instead of the default package, if I want to create a new package, I could just, right click, click on new and package, and then I would write a package name. So I could write a very simple name, for example, store package, e-commerce package, or, cart or any other. But what we choose is to have a fully qualified name in the sense that it would have the domain of our e-commerce website. So let's say, for example, our website would be swagofindia.com. So I would write com.swagofindia. This is going to be, my package beginning. And then I'm going to actually divide, further what I want to add. So let's say I have a store over here and I finish it. So this is the package in which, I want to put my store. So I would go to my store, and here before everything, I would just write package, and then I would write my fully qualified name, swagofindia.store. So this is going to be the package of store. And now I will put this within this store package. So now as you can see that my store has gone within this package, and now it is giving all these errors. What are these errors? It says that, it is not able to find, cart, and it is not able to resolve. Why? Because cart is in the default package. So we would put all of these in different packages and then import them one by one based on their package names. So the convention which we follow is to have proper qualified package name with the domain. It either begins with com or org or whatever your extension of website is. Then you have the domain name, then you put the package name, and then finally you have this particular class name. So right now the thing which I created was com.swagofindia.store. And the class name was store again. So this is how I would create packages, for different things. So you may have a test package, you may have, a controller package, you may have, different logical entities within an organization. So for example, if you have everything related to the HR of the company, you would have, com.companyname.hr.so-and-so. Then you would have com.companyname.finance.so-and-so, com.companyname.legal.so-and-so, and com.companyname.engineering.so-and-so. So this is how you would name your packages so that it is very unique. You understand, these classes belong to this particular package. And one more important advantage of using package is, as I said, that we can have the same name classes but in different packages behaving in a very different way. So here what I could have done is, create a new package. I would just write, com.swagofindia.package1. And then over here in this, I would have created a new class. I would just call it, let's say, record. And in this, I would have the main method, let's say. And I would just write, this is record of package 1. Now similarly, I could actually create another package, com.swagofindia.package2, and within this again I would create a new class, record, and within this, again I would write something very similar to what I wrote earlier, and this would just say I am record of package 2. Now as you can see, there is no error in this file structure, just because we are having record in different packages. And now within store, I could just import, if I wanted to actually create a new object of the record class. So I would say record r equal to new record, but it will not be able to find this record class. So now I can import this particular record class, right? So how do I import it? I would use com.swagofindia.package1, and then if there is a star over here, just like here, then everything within the package 1 would get imported. So if there was record, then any other files other than record, all of these would be imported. So if I just save this, now it says that explicitly import package1.record or explicitly import package2.record. So I would just import package1.record and just get away with this. Now instead of main over here, I'll just write the name to be test. I'll remove these arguments, and similarly I would just rename this to be test as well. So now once we have test, I can actually call our dot test and then save this. And so let me just delete all of this part for now and save this. Let me just run. And now it says this is record of package 1, which is great, right? Because we imported the package 1. What if we would have imported package 2? And if I run this, it says I am record of package 2. Now this is great, right? This is exactly what we would expect by using different packages. If I want to use the record of package 1, I should be able to use it. If I want to use the record of package 2, any class of any different packages who are behaving totally different, but just because I imported it from a different package, I get a different behavior with the same name. And now that gives me a lot of flexibility in using the Java, the Java language with the packages and everything. So I'll just get back our changes, remove any other code which I have included. Okay. So now you saw that how access protection is provided by using classes. You cannot access a particular class without importing it correctly. So if there are two classes with the same name in different packages, you would not be able to access or change any particular class without importing it properly from its own package. So you have access protection. We also saw how we could import classes and everything from a package, in fact, using the import statement with a star or just the class name. Now remember that if we want to import all the classes of a particular package, we will be able to import that. But if we want to also import sub packages of a particular package. So now over here we do have a package called com swag of India store and com swag of India package 1. But if we want to actually create a new package, which is actually going to be a sub package of store, then I could create a new package and I would just write com swag of India store. And then within this, I would create a sub package. So I can just, write sub package to be customer store. So now this is the store which, only relates to all the classes relating to the customer. And we could have, a totally different package with, for seller store as well. So now in this, I can, actually put my customer class or any other class which I want to put. This is how you would create a sub package. Now, if I want to import in my package 1, everything from the store, then if I do com.swag of India dot store dot star, okay, this is how I would do. But if I want things from the customer store as well, this would not work, because this would only give me the store and any other files within the store. But if I want from a sub package as well, I have to actually specifically write that I want from the customer store everything. So this is how, I would have to import the sub package as well. Now we also saw that Java itself has built-in packages. So here, this Java.util is a built-in package of Java, and it is providing the scanner class to us within this particular package. So we saw, the different features of a particular package and, how and why we would use that. We saw about sub packages. We saw how we could use the different package members. So we can use classes. We can also import static members of different classes. So for example, let me try to show you with an example. Let me just put the store back over here. So that we are done away with the error. We do have an error over here, so I'll just comment this out. Okay, so let's close all these other things and let's concentrate on what we have within the store. So let's say, for example, I want to use the value of pi. Now pi is present in a math library, right? So what I would want to do is actually, let's say within my main, I just want to show pi value is, and then I would want pi in this, but here there is an error, right? So we cannot define what pi is. So for this, what I can do is simply I can import java.lang.math.star. Within this, I would get to use math.py. You can see that it is coming to me as an option over here as well. So I can simply use math.py, and if I save this, if I try to run this, this is going to give me the value of pi is 3.14159 and so on. So this is how I can actually import the built-in classes and the values provided by Java. But even with this, every time I would have to use math.py, math.sign, math.cos, anything within this math library, I would have to use the, fully qualified name of math. I do not want to do that. I want to have, more freedom of just using the name pi. For that, we can just, do a static import. So over here, I just have to write import static, and instead of importing everything, I would just import pi over here, so that I just remove math.py from here and I do not have any errors. As you can see, there are no errors, and if I run this again, I have the same output. I can have the value of pi, and I can just use pi directly without using math.py. That is possible using this static import statement with the relevant the relevant variable which I want, or any relevant method. So if I would just have done cos, this would give me the cos method to use over here, if I want to find cos of any number. Okay, so this is how static imports work, just by using different packages. And now you can see you can have a world of files in different packages and logically organized, just to be used in your software, just because you have all the plethora of Java built-in packages plus your own packages. And now finally, your packages facilitate encapsulation is something which you might have understood by now, that within your package you can write anything and that would be encapsulated there. Whatever you need is going to be provided by the package name and the file name, and that's it. Whatever you need to use, that is something which you can use just by the name. So now you have one option: put all your different classes in a particular folder and only in a single folder, and that's it. Or you have another option, is to use packages, and you will realize that we use packages a lot in Java. So always make a practice to keep using different packages for different things. As I said, that if your domain name is, let's say, cisco.com, your package name would begin with com.cisco. If your domain name is swagofindia.com or .org or anything, it would begin with that package name, .org.swagofindia, etc. Remember that we should always avoid using unnamed or default packages in real world applications. So in our e-commerce project, in the beginning, we only have a default package, but that's not good. We should have, different packages and different files within the packages, and then import it properly using the entire name of the package. And then, we will be able to use any class, whichever we want within our required class. So I'll just remove this part from here and the math import as well. We had also seen in our earlier lectures in the Java short course that we did have everything in our default package, but then you understood how we would have protected elements only accessed within a particular package or from outside only by the subclasses and not by a non-package, non-subclass. So only those who are inheriting from your class or only those who are in the same package as your class is able to access protected members. So this is also one good way of understanding that on those elements which we can make available only in the same package, that is something which we would make protected. Otherwise, we would not make them protected. So that's it about packages. I hope you learned a lot in this. So let's go ahead and try to learn the other topics now.